What's up, everybody? Your boys are back. Week 3, Yards After the Catch podcast. I'm your host tonight, Alex Raniello. Right here, we got Brian McKeon.
How we doing, everyone?
And we got Bars the God, Cecil Johnson. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's going on? Cecil, actually, I'm sorry. I hate to correct you, but you know what I'm saying?
keep
It's
the crowd.
Godzilla. Bars the God is Godzilla.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk some football with you guys tonight. Got a lot of highlights from this past week. It's a hectic week 2 in the football league. Big part of football, good and bad and everything in between. We get a lot of injuries in this league. This has been certainly no exception. We usually expect this later in the season, but we have to address it right out the gate. Week 3, we lose Burrow, McCarthy, Brock Purdy, and Justin Fields in the same week. So I want to just open up the floor to you guys and kind of talk what's the state of things before we get into each injury, what's the story for you guys?
Injuries happen. It's part of the game. You got to learn to adapt, especially with quarterbacks. I think that's why it's important. You have to have a solid backup that could come in, step in. And, if a guy's out 4 weeks, you hope he could win at least one game, which is like just try to, still stay competitive in the league until your guy gets back. Obviously, with quarterbacks, a lot of these injuries are about offensive line play. And as we'll see as we go through this list here, it comes into a huge factor for us.
Yeah. So,
It's very depressing. Considering like you said, McCarthy's hurt.
Yeah, Burrow, Brock Purdy, and Fields.
Burrow went down. Crazy. I don't even understand that. I don't even know how Brock Purdy got hurt. I just know he was down before the game. Or was he down during the game? Or
it was turf toe.
Turf toe.
Turf toe, yeah. 2 to 5 weeks.
What else? McCarthy, that's sad because Darnold had a great year for them last year. They put the organization on McCarthy's back, and now it's kind of like, shit, what are we going to do? Great season last year to probably tank and bust this year. No offense to them, but it is what it is. And then, like, I don't know, Justin Fields, that sucks because I felt like the trajectory for him and the Jets were going to look good. They were having a bad game, but I feel like he's still trending up with them. Like, you have bad games in the league. The league. Nothing is guaranteed, but it just sucks to see him finally like getting that chance again as a starter and then having to get back on the bench so someone else can play instead. It just sucks.
So why don't we get into it? Burrow, right out the gate, got turf toe for about 4 weeks. He does need surgery. It's a stage 3 turf toe, which is much more serious and more of an invasive injury. Jake Browning is the backup. He's going to be starting against Minnesota coming up this week. And so it'll be backup against backup. What do we think about the upcoming future for Burrow?
So with Burrow, I think it's a 3-month recovery for that surgery I saw somewhere.
At least
you're looking like you're out for the season, and it comes down to Alex. We were talking before on the podcast that basically he's gotten sacked more than Andrew Luck did in like a season or 2 less. So like just off of that, right? We talk about offensive line play. The Bengals have never been able to support him enough on the offensive line to protect him. And this is where you get into paying the right guys. Like, yeah, you pay T. Higgins, great, but you don't have a quarterback to throw now to the rest of your guys out there in the receiving core. Sometimes you got to let star players walk a little bit to be able to just get an average offensive line. It's been done many times before in leagues because at the end of the day, when you have a generational talent like Burrow, he'll make an average wide receiver great. It's just how it is. It's how it always has been, right? Look at Brady, Drew Brees, all these guys, right? So with him, the turf toe injury is a little concerning. It's something that you've seen former players have said that it lingers throughout your career. It's like that of an Achilles where you lose a step. Same thing with Brock Purdy, and it makes you think. Turf toe is when you dislocate your toe. Does it come into the cleats a little bit? When you tear the ligament and dislocate your toe a little bit, do we need tougher cleats, more rigid cleats in that area for quarterbacks? So
that's interesting. That's an interesting topic that you bring up because I know the NBA had to address the shoe situation because everyone was tearing Achilles. Like, what's going on? Like it's not a common injury, and like when what happened to Kobe, it was like, oh my God! Like now every other player's tearing their keys.
Yeah.
Achilles
Yeah,
heel.
and
And it's like,
everyone wears low tops now instead of high tops too, in all sports really, because it's now more of a fashion sense than actual practicality. So I
exactly.
think we need to get into looking at that too, just as a science of the game to see how can we protect our players better.
Yeah, absolutely. All great points. Certainly we'll keep an eye on the situation. They do have a tough schedule coming up. They do have the Vikings Sunday at 1 o'clock, but then they go to Denver, then Detroit at home, and then they go to Green Bay. So it's not easy
Yeah,
at all.
looking like an 0-4 just to keep on going. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'll
keep
give
that
them
AFC
out.
North wide open.
It's a toss up in the Vikings game. It comes down to defense there. Because Jay
Sure.
Browning is.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, speaking of the other opponent for Cincinnati this Sunday, JJ McCarthy. Again, he's got a high ankle sprain, about 2 to 4 weeks, probably on the high side because he's got the pre-existing injury coming off last season. Carson Wentz is his backup, facing off against Jake Browning at 1 o'clock Sunday. How do we feel about McCarthy and his bounce back as well?
I feel like with McCarthy, to be honest with you, he's been bad for 7 out of 8 quarters this season. I think he may have, if he had one more game, probably had to go sit on the bench for a week just to cool off like they did with Bryce Young last year. So this injury, even though not what you want to see, might be a benefit for him, to be honest, just to cool off and, calm down right now. Because with those amount of weapons to not be pulling up, star numbers, you got to be bad. And, I don't ever want to see injury, but you got to, find a silver lining in everything. Hey, let's regroup. You don't have to be on the field now. Let's get into practice. Let's get in the film room and watch some film and figure out actually why our offense isn't clicking the way it's supposed to. So you got to make the best out of the worst.
I agree with that too. That lineup is pretty solid. Justin Jefferson is, in my opinion, like top 3 receiver in the league. There's no way you can't get him the ball, make him work. You got to make your star players like do what they got to do. And I don't know. Once again, it's just I don't know. I just kind of hated it hated the move in general. I thought Sam Darnold was actually doing pretty good, and he made a statement playing against us. He played Pittsburgh week 2. And he made a statement. He put up some yards. But yeah, I agree with everything Brian said. So
now the third gentleman we have to get to is Brock Purdy. This is a guy who's been to the Super Bowl in years past. He's out for 2 to 5 weeks, similarly to Burrow with turf toe, a little less severe. Mac Jones is his backup. He just won his first game last weekend. What do you guys feel about that situation in San Francisco?
I feel like Purdy is irrelevant in my opinion. I feel like the system allowed Purdy to thrive, and I see that now with Mac Jones. Because Mac Jones looked real good. Like maybe the system in New England wasn't for Mac Jones, but Mac Jones also showed a little glitz and glamour while he was over there on the Patriots too.
He was a Pro Bowler his rookie year.
So you know what I'm saying? And he's got the weapons. Yeah, they were short a couple pieces due to injury and stuff like that. But Kittle could snap at any moment. CMC, it's only a matter of time until he snaps or snaps something. Not wishing that on him. And then you got Jawan Jennings. But he was hurt. But irregardless, a healthy San Francisco is nice. So honestly, I don't really. Brock Purdy's still Mr. Relevant to me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, I don't actually see him being. I don't know why they gave that money. I don't see it being worth it. Especially now that Shanahan was saying he wanted to trade up and draft Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance in that draft class. This shows you now that basically he's had his guy in disguise a little bit. You got to pay quarterbacks to keep him there. I get it with the Brock Purdy thing, but from what I've seen with Brock Purdy, when they're not healthy, he's not good. And there's injuries on this team right now still, and Mac Jones showed up. So for Brock Purdy, I wish him all the best with health. Just understand that when you do get back, you better ball out or you're going to lose your job quick. It's going to be like Jimmy Garoppolo and you all over again. So you're getting the taste of your own medicine now. You got to show up and show out.
Oh God, and I love that you said that. I love that you said that because Mac Jones is balling. I'm not even gonna lie. I texted, and at first, like he threw. I think did he throw an interception? I can't remember. I gotta look at
I
the
don't
stats.
think he did. Yeah. Stats for that game were, I could pull it up right now.
Run that one for me. Run that one for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Before I continue.
26 of 39, 279, and 3 touchdowns.
Boom. no
Phoenix are
interceptions.
better.
My man was balling. I was like,
Yeah.
whoo. I texted the Patriots fan. I said, Mac Jones looking good. He said, is he? I was like, yeah. The game was great. It was honestly, like, you got to look at it like with all these quarterbacks in the league, and I hope when we touch on Cincinnati, it makes us wonder why they didn't pay one of these guys who didn't do, like, they could have got like a Sam Howell or someone who's sitting, someone who isn't bad but
Yep.
can manage your team. They got Jake Browning. The man threw 2 interceptions. They almost lost that game.
Yeah, all fair points. I mean, there's a lot of questions. The NFL stands for not for long, so we understand that this is a reality of the game. We just kind of bake it into later into the season. Unfortunately, it just came a little early this year. Things are changing, the equipment's changing, and I think that all you guys really raised some great points. With that being said, I do want to get into some of the week 2 games, some of the highlighting games that really, really captivated us. I want to go first to Dallas. Giants and Cowboys played a thriller. Cowboys pull it out in overtime. Russell Wilson put up some big numbers. So did Dak. It was a back and forth game. Definitely had some standstills, a little bit of everything. What was your guys' biggest takeaway from that game?
The
For me, as a
Giants,
cat, you go first.
the Cowboys suck. That's my biggest take. That's my biggest take. The Cowboys suck, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the sense of, like, you put on a thriller against the Giants. That's probably going to be your, like, most marquee game of the season at this point now. Like, they don't get me wrong, Cowboys Eagles was going good, but they should have dog walked the Cowboys by everyone's standards. I mean the Giants by everyone's standards. It was a nail biter, and it literally, the Giants offense was Russell Wilson throwing the ball
Yeah,
to
that's
Malik
it.
Neighbors. The
Yeah.
man was doubled several times, still caught the ball. I need you to understand this. I think the last 3 plays to get them to even, like, get the score to, like, even was all deep balls to Malik Neighbors or all
Yeah.
balls to Malik Neighbors. They got to do something. Like, Jerry's always working on that offensive line. That's great. You need better D-backs. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
That was bad.
I couldn't agree with you more. As the Cowboy fan here, resident Cowboy fan, the offense looks like it could be number 1 in the league in points this year, but, like, it could be the worst defense in the league by far. And it comes down to, at the end of the day, Deron Bland's out, like, for a month with an injury, so you lose your best cornerback. Trayvon Diggs, since who you paid, has been a ghost. Just like his brother, must run in the family. So he's doing nothing. And,
Got
like,
rid of Parsons for what?
yeah,
I never
Parsons
know
gone.
what
So
reason.
which usually a pass rush actually helps your defensive backs because they don't have to be back in coverage the entire time. And not listen, our safeties. If you have to rely on safeties for coverage at the end of the day, that means you're getting beat. Your cornerbacks are getting beat deep. They're really to stop the run and go into the box and just provide some extra aerial support when we have the deep ball. But they're not helping on the deep ball though. Which at the same time though, I will say this is probably the last Russell Wilson game we're going to see in his career. That flash in the plan, Madden, flashback player card you get an Ultimate Team. That's Russell Wilson's probably magnum opus right there in his career for the rest of it. And it happened here. But the Cowboys are on watch now. You need secondary help.
I gotta disagree with you with the Russell Wilson thing. Agree with you with everything else, and I also toss up another coin. Who are the Cowboy safeties?
Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker.
Who?
Hey, Malik Hooker was on the Colts. Listen, both of them have been Pro Bowls before, so they know how to play.
When?
Like their rookie seasons.
Okay. How long ago
Yeah,
were the rookie season?
it's been a minute.
All right. See, listen.
It's been a minute.
I need to. Listen. They could have got.
I know. Listen, it's a lot. They need a lot of
Alex.
help. Jerry's Jerry. They need a
Alex.
lot of help.
AR, what's next?
Well, I just wanted to give my 2 cents. Obviously, it was a huge offensive juggernaut, almost 1,000 yards combined in offense for this entire game. I think, I kind of agree with what you guys are saying. I think this is kind of one of Russell's kind of like twilight games. I don't see him playing at this level the rest of the year. I think this is 2 bad teams, to be quite honest with you. But, I mean,
6 more games.
Dak showed me a little something, I mean, I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to underreact. I was very impressed with their third down conversion. They were almost 50%, which was pretty impressive. And they really didn't have a lot of turnovers. They only threw one pick for the game. So I thought it was a pretty clean game besides the penalties. And they got some big games coming up. So with that being said, I do want to move right along. I'm going to go back to Thursday night. We had the
real quick, AR.
Yeah.
Just to touch on that Russell Wilson thing.
Yep.
6 games. He got 6 more games in him. 6 more games in him. 6 more games. And defense does the rest of it. They make the playoffs.
Okay. All right.
Wild card. They make the playoffs.
So I do want to move back up to Green Bay. We kind of buried the lead here. I do want to go back to Thursday night when we did have a bit of a tragic game on the injury front, but nonetheless an exciting game. The Green Bay Packers defeated the Washington Commanders 27-18. Lots going on in this game, lots to chew on to kind of set the tone for the week prior, the week ahead. So let's get right into it. What did you guys take away from this game?
I mean, like the Packers are probably going to the Super Bowl, and I could have said that without them even having Micah Parsons. Just adding him now, it's almost, in my opinion, like a guarantee. They play like there's no one's beating them. I've never seen, I'm looking at it right now. Jordan Love threw to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people had a catch, right? 4 people had more than 3 catches, which is very impressive, right? Tucker Kraft is looking like he's the second coming of Antonio Gates right now. Josh Jacobs is in his prime, and that defense is just so structurally sound. A team with so much firepower in Washington, really, they lost by 9, but it felt like it was nothing in the game. It was a lot more far apart through it. And then on Washington's aspect, you lose Austin Eckler, which, to be honest with you, at this point is like a career ender, the way it's feeling right now at his age and just that type of injury for his skill set. You got to rely on your guy, Bill Krosky-Merritt right now, that rookie, to get in there and start making names.
Yep, absolutely. Boris, what do you got for the fans?
Who was the Green Bay's first game against?
It was against Detroit.
Against Detroit.
Yep.
That was an aberration of a game. I'll give it that, because we saw what Detroit. We saw what Detroit did last week.
Green Bay's legit, bro.
Okay. Green Bay. Listen. I got faith in Jordan Love. I love Josh Jacobs, and the addition of Michael Parsons.
I used to love him.
And the addition of Michael Parsons to an already pretty damn good defense.
Of course, yeah.
Was it's like masterful, right? But let's not ride the Super Bowl bandwagon yet, because injuries are a thing.
Oh, for sure.
Attrition is a thing. And some of these teams just have the dog in them this year. I'm not like, I've seen a couple good. What are the next 3 games for Green Bay?
I'll pull it up right now.
While we're pulling that up, I will say that just to bolster that argument, I mean, they kept Washington 230 total yards. That's incredible. And 51 on the ground. I mean, that's just basically like shut down peak Ravens defense, if you're asking me. 2001.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. They have the next 8-9 games. It's very easy for them. It's Browns, Cowboys, Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers, Panthers, Eagles, Giants, Vikings.
That's as easy as you get.
You might lose to the Eagles. You might beat them. If that's the case, they're going to be like 10-0 going into a bye.
Okay, I give them. What is it? I give them. I'm actually going to give them. I'm going to let them lose to the Cowboys. I'm going to give them that. The Cowboys are going to take that game.
Love that. You have no choice. You have no choice.
It's going to be a nail biter with the Steelers. If Derek Harmon is back and healthy and good to go, I'm a give it a nail biter between the Steelers and there was another big game on there. You said the Eagles. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have them looking strong in the end, and Jalen Hurts pulling that one out. I at least see him going down 3 to 5 of those games, but some of these teams have that dog in them this year. I'm telling you, you got to look. They've been really, really scrappy. So I can't just, like, you know what I'm saying?
Arizona's been very scrappy this year. They might have something in there.
Yeah. Philly and Green Bay might be there at the end of the year for the NFC. But with that being said, I do want to pivot to the Eagles because we had a bit of a Super Bowl rematch at 4:30 Eastern on Fox. It was the national game of the week. Philadelphia went into Kansas City, pulled out a 3-point victory, very resemblant of last year's Super Bowl. I mean, definitely more dominant last year, but they, nonetheless pulled out a tough win. Got really chippy, got really scrappy. These teams know each other very well at this point. KC's 0-2. First, before we get to the Eagles, let's talk a little bit about KC. How concerned are you guys for the Chiefs right now?
I'm not.
Extremely.
I'm not.
I'm extremely concerned. I think they'll make the playoff as a wild card team this year. I think the Chargers take the division this year, but I'm just a little concerned that Rashee Rice is going to come back too late to be able to clinch the division, because I think they're going to end up probably taking a couple more L's now before he gets back. They just don't seem to have the weapons that they once did, and Travis Kelce looks like he's a little step slower than now, where you need to rely on that running game, and I just still don't see it happening. It's the second game now that Patrick Mahomes is leading the team in rushing.
Yo, like, can y'all bleep shit out, or should I not say certain things? Because I'll tell you why
Keep it
Travis
PG for
Kelce
the
is that
kids.
slow.
Keep it PG.
Keep
for
it
the
PG
kids.
for the kids. All right, man. Okay. Patrick Mahomes is still Patty Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
His girl, she's just famous because of Patty. Travis Kelce is Travis Kelce, the soon-to-be husband of Taylor Swift. So is he Travis Kelce or Travis Swift? And the problem here is now that he's hitting that I don't know, superstar
Status.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Hollywood now. It's Kelsey's
Now that
Hollywood
he's
now.
smashing Hollywood, let's just say, I don't feel like he got that dog in him anymore.
He's a little distracted.
He's a little distracted. Is my man trying to be out here winning games, or is he trying to plan his wedding? Is he trying to I'm just saying, is he trying to
I agree. I know. I agree with you, man. I
or
agree with you.
is he trying to have a record-breaking wedding?
Yep. Yeah, all valid points. I mean, he definitely looks like he doesn't have that edge. I mean, this happens with teams that are trying to build a dynasty. It's like you lose that edge, you lose that will to win sometimes, especially coming off of an embarrassing loss. It just looks like they have ghosts in their locker room.
Well, it's also
The ghost of
drafting
Tyreek
too,
Hill.
right? Yeah, no, I agree. It's just like drafting, though, right? So it's like when you're constantly winning Super Bowls and being at the top league and being in the bottom 4 picks of the draft, you're really not supplanting, these players, and they continue to lose guys because of big contracts, like over the years now, where all of a sudden the defense is still great because of the Spagnuolo scheme, but it's like they never replenished the offense, and the guys that they did, it just never worked.
Nah, let's say the truth. Let's say the truth. Because they're always where they are in the draft, they get the guys who the people are like, oh my God, they let that guy go. I can't believe that guy dropped there. When in all reality, that guy dropped there because of, I don't know, off the field stuff.
Yeah,
whatever
pass
it
race.
is. Look at the last 2 to 3 wide receivers that they've drafted.
Suspect.
Well,
They can't stay on the field because of
off the field. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, look at Kareem Hunt. We all know what happened with that.
Yeah.
Hey, let's not bring that back up.
Yeah.
Well,
let's let sleeping dogs lie.
And they don't have Sky Moore now, the recent draft pick as well. I was really expecting a lot more out of Isaiah Pacheco. I thought they really locked him in. They feel like they kind of blanketed him the most of the game. He only had 10 for 22 yards and the 1 reception. I think that he's more of an X factor than people are giving credit for. He did last year. So
I think that injury last year really messed with him, and they rushed him back. Rushed him back for the postseason, and he's just not the same.
Yep. See, and you can't rush your player back. Like, he had that stampede. He had that small stampeding bull mentality. Like, I'm gonna run through this shit. Like,
and it was a leg injury too. It was a leg injury, so that's it's gone.
You gotta get a lot of that explosiveness. So now you gotta work him in different ways. Like, you gotta learn how to adjust, like Derrick Rose did. I know it's 2 different sports, but same concept.
Now,
real quick, briefly, did the Eagles show you anything that you don't already know? What do we think about their win?
To be honest with you, the Eagles are the worst 2-0 team in the league, in my opinion, right now on an offensive side of the ball.
Wow.
On an offensive side of the ball. I'm really a team really Dallas smacked them in the mouth week 1, and we lost because of CeeDee Lamb dropping 4 balls. We should have won by 2 touchdowns against them. Jalen Hurts can't throw the football right now, and they're running the ball 34 times, but I want to know Is it because they trust, you know,
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley to constantly do it? Because in my opinion, it's week 2. My running back shouldn't be getting 22 carries after a 2,000-yard season, which means, in my opinion, you don't trust your offensive play calling or your quarterback to be able to go down the field and throw the ball and give your star player who will win you the postseason a little bit of a breather. So I'm just not seeing it. I don't know how AJ Brown hasn't flipped out yet. He must got a new book to read on the sidelines. Because that's the only thing he's really catching now is literature. So I really just don't know what's going on here with this team, man. They seem weird. They don't seem like they would. There's a Super Bowl hangover for sure.
Yeah. Quick point of order too. AJ Brown was pretty much quiet, 5 for 27. I want to point out that Dallas Goedert has been out for injury. He's been a key pivotal player for them for the past few years now. I think that's probably why you're seeing some of that, that dual threat in the middle of the field kind of not there during this previous week. Personally, I don't have too many fears with them over the long haul of the season. I think they'll still be there at the end of the year with either the Rams or Green Bay, and we'll get into that later in the season. But it's kind of a deflating kind of win for them. I would have expected a little more, but I also expected a tough game to come into this game. So
See, but now that makes me wonder, like, all right, Dallas Goedert is down, but what about your other two playmakers, Devontae Smith?
Yep.
What about AJ Brown? You telling me you're not going to put these guys in position to work and like do something, no yards after the catch? See that? You see what I did there?
Yeah. That's the name shout out.
Like, yo, so what's going on here?
I know.
That's just my take on it. It was
And
a very
also,
lackluster game, and I
yeah,
agree with Brian. They are the most suspect 2-0 team, in my opinion.
I also just say this: when are the refs are going to call the tush pushes a false starter and offsides every play? It's starting to get a little crazy now that literally in the rule book you have to be able to see the football in front of the center to not count as offsides, and the center's head is fully over the football every play. So it's just what are we doing here? I just no one's getting hurt yet because the defensive linemen are literally trying to the way honestly the defense is doing it is, in my opinion, the wrong way. They're trying to get under the offensive line and break the legs. In my opinion, you should step back and jump over them. In my opinion, like trying to block a field goal and just trying to crack Hurts. But the way this isn't a football play, it bothers me. And even if because I've been beaten on it before with Dallas, we have, but at the same time, it's just like, if you're gonna have a play, let's actually not false start and go off sides. And if you will, let's have the refs actually call you out on it. Because at that point, then they're just going to run it every time, and you're really just killing the sport of the game. To be honest with you, it's principle.
Yeah, absolutely. All great points. I do want to move to a fourth and final game just to recap week 2 because we are on a time crunch tonight, folks. We do have Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Houston Texans. Star of Monday night was Baker Mayfield. Sensational game came down to the very clutch fourth quarter, last minute drive where Tampa Bay squeezed out a win against the Houston Texans. Tampa's undefeated. Houston's 0-2. What are you guys' big takeaways from this game?
My real quick, my big takeaway is I was literally talking to one of my guests at the bar when the game was going on. I was like, Baker got this thing, this little spunk, little magic. I can't stand Baker, honestly, but because he was the Browns quarterback. But even going to Tampa Bay, I can't even say that. Oh, he's got the weapons. Chris Godwin's hurt. Mike Evans is in his twilight years. Like, you know what I'm saying? The team is like half a step shorter than it was. But their new receiver, thank you, because I can't say his name to save my life. He's good. Watch that game. Bucky Irving, fire. Phenomenal. And then there's a point where Baker does this thing. Nothing's going on. He'll escape the tackle and run for like 10 to 15 yards, take a mean hit.
Shifty is quick.
He's shifty. He's a little small. He's shifty. Like,
he gets up and he starts talking smack to you, and you're like, "Who the hell is this guy running over me?"
It's like, oh, I can't. If I was a lineman, and I used to be a lineman, I wouldn't be able to stand Baker because it's like, like, how are you getting like Baker? It was a great game. It was a great game. I will say, the Texans played hard. The Texans play hard. Seeing the resurgence of Nick Chubb is just, I love it. I
Yeah, me
really
too. If you feel bad for the guy because he's when he's healthy, he's top 5 in the league. He's just
feel that let's not worry about the Texans. They got a two-headed beast at a two-headed monster at running back. You're gonna see the play for them change drastically because of that. Once Mixon comes back from injury, watch how everything watch how everything runs. Nico Collins had a very quiet first game. Phenomenal second game, in my opinion. Great. Showed us why Nico was so rated high last year.
He's got a nice vertical step.
Dude,
yeah.
He's big up top. Yep.
dude.
Real quick, Brian, big thoughts on this game too?
Yeah, my opinion, like, listen, it's Baker's world, and we're all living it. That man has swagger that I've never seen, unparalleled. You know, to stutter step, run 15 yards, and then juke out CJ Gardner Johnson on a tackle, and then flip over him. Almost actually, which I almost thought he did. I thought he was going to land on his feet and keep on running, which would have been the highlight of the century.
Raised.
He gets up. You think he's hurt. Adrenaline kicks in, and then he's just like, you know what? Talking smack to him. Good for him. Listen, since he's joined Tampa Bay, he's been like top 5 in every quarterback stat. So, shame on the Browns, but the real shame is shame on Carolina because you had him for a season with Sam Darnold as well, and you still couldn't put anything together that one year when they were both on the squad. And, look at them with Bryce Young right now. Tampa Bay with the Baker, he's just saying to the world, hey, you missed out on me once, you missed out on me twice, here I am.
Yo, real quick. Off topic completely. Brian.
Yeah.
Is that a Flushing's accent or is that a Boston accent?
Me, Staten Island, man.
And I was gonna say Staten Island.
Yeah,
But
the Cowboy fan from Staten Island.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just had to go on there. I agree with everything he said.
Yeah, great insight, guys. I thought a lot to chew on there with that game. I thought it was one of the best games of the weekend. Of course, we had to wait till Monday night to see it, but I'm glad we waited for it. Next, I want to go pivot into if the sky's falling or if the sky's the limit. So we're going to go, there's 10 0-2 teams at this point, and there's 10 2-0 teams. Right now, winless teams, Browns, Giants, Bears, Dolphins, Titans, Saints, Jets, Panthers, Chiefs, Texans. My question to you guys is, of those 0-2 teams, which team still has hope and why?
Chiefs, Giants, and
Give it to you guys again, just for the audience at home too. Browns, Giants, Bears, Dolphins, Titans, Saints, Jets, Panthers, Chiefs, and Texans.
Chiefs, Texans, Giants. Those 3 teams I'm not worried about.
Yeah, I'll go Chiefs and Texans.
Like I said, Giants is a little sneaky, but like I said, Russ got 6 more games. He when he was a Steeler last year, he gave Malik Neighbors a lot of big praise after playing them one game. So seeing them play together now, I'm kind of like, yeah, Russ wanted this. So like I'm kind of okay with that. Like I said, it's sneaky. That defense is not the greatest, but that front line, savage. So just keep an eye on that. I think Thibodeau had a really big play for them last year, and they were like, and people were thinking he was getting quiet. Don't worry.
No.
Like it is what it is over there in New York. Their front line is savage. The Texans, like I said, when Joe Mixon comes back, two-headed monster. That vertical step that AR was talking about, Nico got it. They still got Tank Dell. Don't sleep on them. And the Chiefs, they did better with I feel like a weaker roster last year.
Yeah.
Like on paper, they're like statistically probably like 15% better. Like while they're injured, they're probably like 30% worse. So you kind of got to look at it like don't worry about them yet until they're like 5 and 6. You know what I'm saying? Then we can start being like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs.
What about you, Brian?
Couldn't agree more. I just don't count the Giants in just because of the track record. But I'm more thinking Chiefs are going to pull it out just from their pedigree. Texans, though, I don't know. Like if Texans start sliding again, D'Amico Ryan might be looking for another job soon. because this team has too much talent on it to not be good. I also think the clock on CJ Stroud then starts to start again because the sophomore slump happened. If this becomes a third year thing, you might be looking at the number 1 and number 2 pick, like a Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota situation again with him and Bryce Young.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't you ever mention Marcus Mariota in the same breath as Jameis Winston?
I love Jameis Winston. I love Jameis
Jameis Winston.
Jameis
Jameis
Winston's a man.
Winston will be the new Ryan Fitzpatrick of the league. Don't ever let it play you, Jameis. And maybe I might be wrong, and somebody might have faith in him. But Jameis is a great guy. I love.
Oh,
Jameis
agreed.
Winston,
Agreed.
if you ever
Best,
watch
best
this,
guy.
I'm give you
Best
high
back.
praise. You're great, and I think he's going to do phenomenal in New York. And that's just me, because I don't think Russ is gonna. I think Russ is gonna get injured at least once or twice. So it is what it is. Not even wishing that on him, but that's just that line is not.
Yeah, it's a reality of him in that situation. I agree with you.
One last team we didn't really discuss, but has had their lumps the past 2 weeks is Dolphins. Miami's had a problem with injury history. They're shaky at some of the interior positions. They have skills on the outside. What do we think is the future for Miami this year?
They need to go as deep as they can into the sea and never come up again. This is a bad football team. Tua, this ain't it. Like Tyreek Hill is about to just flip out and pull an AB and throw his jersey into the crowd and run off one day. I just don't see anything special about this team, and their schedule is pretty rough. Towards the middle of it and end, where I don't know. I really don't know about this team. It's sad because of the potential, but I think injuries caught up, and I think Tua is still seeing 3 people on the field when he's throwing the football.
I thought it was over for Miami after Tua took like 3 concussions in the same year.
Valid.
And I still think it's over for Miami. This is Tyreek Hill's last year. Jonnu Smith had his greatest year, still chose to leave. Or not even chose to leave. He got traded, but it just lets you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Ramsey admitted that he knew it was going down before, that everything. It makes me believe Jonnu kind of knew it was going down too. Like, even though they had a great year and all, you got to look at the work that they had to put in. That team, like, don't get me wrong. Is Mike McDaniels? Is that his name?
Mike McDaniel, yeah.
I think
he's on the hot seat.
Great coach.
I
not even a great coach, but I love his personality and love his character as a coach. But should have sat to it. Should have protected your star. Now we are where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? Where he's kind of a liability. Well, he's been a liability, and honestly, I don't think the Dolphins are doing anything this year, and that's just on me.
Yeah, that's all valid points. I think there's a lot of lingering resentment. The fact that they passed up on Herbert in the draft, they took to a smaller compromised position. He had the injury history back to Bama. I think there's a lot of resentment still in that organization at the top, no matter what they do to clean house. I do want to jump to some of the top third of the league right now. We do have 10 undefeated teams as of coming into week 3 here.
That's a lot.
We have the Packers, who we talked about. We have the San Francisco 49ers, LA Rams, Colts, Buccaneers, Bengals, Bills, Cardinals, Eagles, and the Chargers. Now, again, these are all different teams, different circumstances in the division, different ways of winning these past 2 weeks. Which team or teams do you guys think is a fake, a phony as of week 2?
Run that list back one more time.
Sure. Green Bay Packers, San Francisco 49ers,
49ers.
LA Rams, Colts, Bucks, Bengals, Bills, Cardinals, Eagles, Chargers.
Okay. Colts, 49ers. Oh my God. Bengals.
Yeah.
Frauds. I got 49ers, Bengals, and the Eagles.
Frauds. I'll give the Eagles honorable mention because I still gotta see. I was never high on the Eagles anyways, point blank period. But the Bengals definitely frauds. Jake Browning accidentally got that win. And Colts have not played anyone to really truly test them. And the 49ers, let's see what they do with Brock Purdy hurt. But like I said, I got real big faith in Mac Jones, but I gotta call it like it is. Frauds.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. For them, it's just always the injury history. For me, when is the next shoe going to drop with someone getting hurt? The Bengals, they're just dumpster fire now with that. Burrow and with the Eagles, it's not that they're gonna like miss the playoffs or anything. It's just I hold them that you win a Super Bowl, right? After going to one the year before, I hold you at a different standard now, and I'm not seeing the standard getting met. So it's not that you're, this fraud per se, in my opinion. It's that you're being a fraud to yourself. And you guys need to look in the mirror and actually start being the Eagles again the way you were.
And real quick, what's going on with that San Francisco 49er athletic training staff that everybody's always getting hurt?
I agree with you. That's
it.
Been like that for years. Yeah.
That's it.
I think one interesting wrinkle in this, because I think that obviously the Rams are riding high, the Chargers look good right now. I did want to talk briefly about the Colts because they're an interesting mix. No one's really taken the throne there in the AFC South yet. I think they're an unproven commodity, but they look great at the helm with Daniel Jones, which shouldn't even be in the same sentence together. But long story short, they have a lot of great pieces there on the offense. They've been winning these tight games. How do we feel about the Colts as of week 3?
I like the Colts.
Go ahead, I'll let you take this one, Brian.
Yeah, I like the Colts. I think the defense is well put. They have a lot of weapons, right? Tyler Warren, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Pittman, Alex Pierce, Josh Downs. Like, to be honest with you, the one thing they needed, which they never had the last few years with Brissett, Matt Ryan, and Phillip Rivers and Wentz, was a mobile quarterback. And now they have a mobile quarterback who could throw, which when we see he's in a comfortable situation, could bring a team to a playoff and play well. Happened to be he landed on the Giants, and as a result of that, he only had one shot to do that against the Vikings that year. I don't think he's going to be great for the rest of the season, but I think he's going to do just enough. He's going to be like a Trent Dilfer with that Ravens defense back in 2000, right? Like a quarterback that could just carry you. I think they will probably win the division because I don't trust Jacksonville. But I think they'll at least stay in the hunt, at least for some type of wild card spot, just because of the amount of people they have.
Wait a minute, Brian. Run those quarterbacks again. Run those Colts quarterbacks again one more time.
Matt Ryan, Jacoby Brissett, Carson Wentz, Phillip Rivers, and then before that was Andrew Luck, and then I think it was like Scott Tolzien. Yeah.
You say Matt Ryan?
Let me tell you.
Matt Ryan.
And let me tell you what it is. I hear 3 words: past their prime.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Matt Ryan and who's the other one?
Phillip Rivers, right?
Phillip Rivers.
Wentz and all. And they're slow too. They're pocket passes. They can't move.
Yep.
Wentz was always a deer in headlights. I've said this. I've said this on other podcasts. I know I have. Listen. Carson Wentz, I'm not the biggest fan of. Like Nick Foles won them that Super Bowl. You feel what I'm saying? So Carson Wentz, and when Carson Wentz came back, he showed us that like he couldn't bounce back. He had a decent year with he ended up winning another Super Bowl with the KC, but he was also a backup guy. But then again, like past their prime, backup guys. Daniel Jones, while being a bumble of a quarterback, he does have that mobile quarterback ability. And he does have a decent arm. It's another situation of a highly rated quarterback going to a bad system.
Yeah, system guy. Yeah, no, all great points. I think he's definitely a product of the system and the dumpster fire that was the Giants. Continues to be. I do want to talk about the Cardinals real quick. I think that they're an unproven commodity as well, but I think there's a lot to be excited about.
Agreed.
Do we feel that they may be the surprise team in the NFC West?
Yes.
I could see them as a wild card team. They have the weapons to do it. I just got to see the consistency and just in their offense now week after week. It's working so far, but we just got to see.
Go back to our first video. I think that I said the Cardinals was
be a surprise team.
I think I pretty did. Yeah. Like I pretty much listen. I watch them and I look at it. Trey McBride proves himself every damn game. Kyler Murray has 3 chips on his shoulder. If he could have 3 shoulders, he'd have 5 chips. But he's got 3 chips on his shoulder. I'm telling you, like, And Marvin Harrison Jr. plays like he got a chip on his shoulder. Sophomore slump, what? Let's keep it going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Great stuff, guys. So real quick before we jump into some of the week 3 high profile games for the picks, I do want to talk about individual awards real quick. Just one for this week because we're short on time. Who is your player of the week for week 2?
For me, it's Mac Jones stepping in it's, after not starting for a while and getting a win against a hard fought, kind of team there. With 49ers were against Seattle, right? So
Yep.
It's a hard defense. Seattle's good defense, and it came down, to him just outwilling itself, and to put up 3 touchdowns. Or was it 2 touchdowns actually? 3 touchdowns. Yeah, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, three touchdowns after not starting for a while. Kudos to you. You probably just got yourself another year of viable playing time.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with him. I literally got to agree with him. Mac Jones really surprised the hell out of me. It was a great performance. It's Mac Jones. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah. For me, it's Jared Goff. 5 touchdowns, well over 300 plus yards, perfect QBR for the most part. I thought that they had a must win situation, beating up on the Bears. Feel bad for the Bears because they just get tossed around like a drunk chick at a bar. But
the Bears are the Bears.
Let me tell you why I don't give it to Jared Goff. At this point, I expect that from him.
Yeah, I got that.
Expectations. Yep. Yeah,
but he's done it with less weapons, and now he can do greater with more.
But again, you got to think about the bounce back nature. Losing to Green Bay, this is another divisional important game to set the tone for the rest of the year. I just thought 23 of 28 was super efficient. Hit 9 different receivers, excuse me. Really played a clean game, and I just thought it was a huge pivotal win to keep that fan base up.
Ben Johnson is gone. And wasn't it Ben Johnson he played against?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ben Johnson was there that game.
Ben Johnson was gone. You know what I'm saying? So in week 1, it was let's get used to this new system starting week. Week 2 was same old routine. Back on it. Detroit has come a long way from the Lions. So let's do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it doesn't go to him for me.
You ever realize now how since they've been good, no one really calls them the Lions anymore? They call them Detroit.
No, they're the Lions, man. You got to stand proud.
You ever notice that?
Stand proud.
Yeah. Same thing with Cowboys. Oh, when they're bad, it's Dallas, but when they're playing, it's the boys.
No,
when lowercase d.
When they're playing, when they're sucking, they're always the Cowgirls.
No, that is true though too.
Hey, I didn't want to rub it in your face that Steelers lost by 2 touchdowns. I was the only one that picked Seattle last week.
Hey, bro. Sam Darnold was my is my runner up.
Comeback player, right?
He's my runner up because it shows that New York system was really that ass.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say that because he put up 289 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a nice game.
He had a phenomenal game. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Let's talk about him, but not right now. Listen.
He's the man.
Yep. For tonight, though, we are going to preview some of these week 3 high-profile games. We're going to start right here tomorrow night. Miami Dolphins got to go to Buffalo. Big divisional game. Bill's looking to keep it rolling. Miami's trying to save their season. What do you guys have for me on Thursday?
Buffalo by 3 touchdowns. Don't even need to talk about it anymore. 3 touchdowns.
That's it? I'll raise you 5.
Now here it's a typical trap though. They're giving Buffalo 12 and a half, which is huge. I don't trust anything over 10. That's kind of the Alex Young rule here on this show. But I will say that I think that Buffalo is going to cover, surprisingly enough. I just think that they're too dominant at home and they're on a hot streak right now. And I think that Miami's in disarray.
Yeah.
Oh. Was Buffalo on the list of 2-0 teams?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that they're highly overrated. I definitely do. And and I will say this. Josh Allen is looking really good. And that's why it's going to be a problem. He only had 11.8 fantasy score. And the only reason I know that is because I have that nigga on my team. But listen, the problem here is Buffalo don't have enough weapons to sustain throughout the season. And you're going to realize that James Cook pulled off a beast of a run, but attrition is a thing. And let's look at Buffalo's schedule to find out what we think they're going to go do. But at the same time, Josh Allen sat down for a big portion of that quarter with a bloody nose.
Yeah, true that. Well, he's going to take his lumps this year. I mean, they got a tough schedule, but they're riding hot right now. We'll see what happens tomorrow night if they continue that path. I do want.
But yeah, I got them taking the Dolphins, though. I do got them taking the Dolphins.
Okay, all right. We do have the LA Rams visiting Philadelphia, 1:00 Eastern. Philadelphia is -3.5 at home. What do you guys think about the spread, and what's your pick?
I think that the Rams are going to win.
Yeah, same. I think the Rams will win 100%. I think they'll win by a touchdown, in my opinion. I think they'll be winning by a touchdown. I think that if you can if they can neutralize the D line of the Eagles, which it seems like people can right now because they look a little bit out of shape, including Jalen Carter is not looking really that good right now. Very, very slow off the ball. You let Matt Stafford. It's like Aaron Rodgers. It's like Drew Brees. They just pick apart defenses, man. They're just too quick. The mental reps they have is just it's weight in gold. So and. I would love this defense to force Jalen Hurts to throw the football. I want him to prove me wrong that he could actually throw the football.
Yeah, that's all great points. I personally had Rams right there to the end of the year with Green Bay, possibly knocking at the door for the NFC Championship. So I expect a good game. Again, it's tough because when West Coast teams come east, 1:00 games can be tricky. I do actually expect the Eagles to cover, but I have I have the Rams winning outright, and I have them winning by 4. So I'm going to go 24-20 here.
Is this a repeat of the NFC Championship?
Yeah. No.
Mm-hmm.
Washington.
Yeah, well, it was Washington.
Washington, yeah. Yeah, I think you're thinking
Eagles?
2 years ago, right?
No, I'm thinking last year. Wait, isn't it Eagles versus Rams?
That was the snow game.
Yeah, last year, right?
That was the second round. I believe.
Second round, yeah.
That was the second round.
Yeah.
Washington was the final round.
Yeah.
Because Washington beat Detroit.
Yep.
Listen,
there you go.
Listen, that game last year was a lot closer than people talk about.
It was.
It only broke out towards the end on that big run.
That's why you remember it as the NFC Championship, because it was so tight.
Okay, yeah, that's why I thought it was. And let me say this right now. There's a reason I got the Rams taking it. It ain't Devontae Smith. Matthew Stafford is one of the unspoken about dogs. After he won a Super Bowl, they all came, does Matthew Stafford, the Hall of Fame, blah, 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 blah. Yes and no. One, because he proved himself to win a Super Bowl, he automatically should get that. Maybe he should be in the Hall of Fame nod. Yep. But I give him that nod after his production after leaving Detroit. Matthew Stafford has been one of the greatest unspoken quarterback, in my opinion, because he was on Detroit when Detroit was bad.
Yep. Kept him alive, yeah.
But it did keep him alive. Then he instantly gets traded. Year one, after being traded, wins a Super Bowl. You have to understand how much faith Sean McVay had in him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I have that same faith in Matthew Stafford. Matthew might win one more chip before he retires.
And I would love to see it.
Everybody's got the Rams winning?
I got the Rams winning. I got them taking it. I got them covering their spread too.
Okay. So I do want to shift to a really intriguing game out in the AFC West. Denver Broncos visiting the Chargers, 4:05 Eastern. We do have Chargers getting 2.5 at home. This is a battle of former Oregon Duck quarterbacks. What do you guys think?
That's a Charger win by 10 any day of the week. Like I said last week, and everyone believed me, they have the best wide receiver core in the league, and no one knows about it. A bunch of just savvy vets and a rookie in Ladd McConkey with a guy distributor like Justin Herbert who could get it done. I think the Broncos are pretenders. I've never liked Bo Nix. I don't really think he's all that. But I just like the way this receiving core of the Chargers plays. It's like a room full of slots. And that's how I like my team built up, where it's just shiftiness, and in a league where to be honest, a serviceable defensive back is a dime a dozen these days. They have the right players in place to play to Herbert's skills, which is, picking apart offenses and then having the run game in the red zone.
I can't find myself disagreeing with anything that Brian said in any universe.
That lad McConkey's he's an animal. I think him and
He's a
Tyler
stud.
Warren.
He's a stud.
Keenan Allen. It's Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen went to
Yeah.
Chicago, and it was like, oh, Keenan Allen's washed. Keenan Allen looks like he's playing in 2013 again.
Dude,
Yeah.
Keenan Allen's one of my favorite receivers next to Robert Woods. And it sucks that Robert Woods asked for a release from the Steelers. But I commend him. If he's not starting, he's not playing. And for that team. And I respect that. But Keenan Allen, one of those guys that they said, oh, was washed, he's old, da-da-da-da-da. No, he thrives in systems. The Chargers, with the team he started on, they got the system for Keenan Allen. He was a Pro Bowl over there for years, so come on, don't do that.
Yeah, all great points. I think it's going to be a really exciting game. These are two of the top teams in the AFC West right now. I think Lad McConkey is going to be there at the end of the year when we're talking individual awards for Offensive Rookie of the Year, along with Warren and Janty. It's a long season to go, but I definitely think it's a compelling matchup at a lot of the skill positions as well. I do want to go to the NFC West now. Arizona Cardinals going into San Francisco. The Niners are getting 2.5 at home, and the over-under is 45.5. What do you guys see happening in this game up in San Francisco?
I see it's going to be a close game. I really like the Cardinals this year. I also like the 49ers with Mac Jones right now, just going off that wins. He's one of those guys that he feeds off the vibe, and I could see him pulling this out. But I could also see the Cardinals really play well. I like this is going to be a good test of Kyler Murray against this defensive line, as always, of the 49ers and the linebacker for like Fred Warner and coach. So we'll see what happens. To be honest with you, it's going to be a toss-up, 49ers or the Cardinals winning by a field goal.
And I have to say that I really do enjoy what Mac Jones has got going on, and this is a test for Kyler Murray. I'm going to give this one to Mac Jones. Crazy enough. I think that he's got a slight edge. I feel like he's got a bigger chip on his shoulder. So I feel like he's got more to prove. And I feel like Mac Jones feels like, okay, this can be my team if I show myself, if I can really prove myself. And especially after those words that Kyle Shanahan had about him wanting, So I feel like Mac Jones got this. Yeah.
I think with this game, what's critical is these divisional games get really gritty. I think that Arizona, if they want a chance to win this game, they have to force the turnovers. They got to make that comfortable. They played two bad teams. They played two bad teams with the Saints and with Carolina. I just think that you can't let Bryce Young pass all over you. I think you got to get pressure. So I am going to go with the 49ers, and I think they're going to cover as well. We got one last game, folks, for the night. Chiefs-Giants, 8 o'clock, Sunday Night Football. Two winless teams. Who gets their first win and why?
Chiefs, just because the NFL wouldn't like a bad story, right? So I don't even need I can just go off the script on this one. Also, I just don't think Lightning can strike twice with this Giants team right now. Off a game like that, this season seems like it's going to be the extreme roller coaster ends of top and bottom. So, yeah, I have the Chiefs winning just off of they have no choice. If they lose this game, Patrick Mahomes should just retire right now and call it the way it is. Can't lose to the Giants and go 0-3 because of your schedule too. Their schedule after this, if I'm correct, I'll pull it up right now quickly. Where is it? They go Giants, Ravens, Jaguars, Lions, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, right? So in what's that? 7 games, they can lose 4 of them with the Ravens, Lions, Commanders, and Bills.
Run that one back again. Run that list back again.
Giants, right? Let's say that's a win for them. Ravens, that's a loss. You're 1-3. Jaguars, Jaguars, they'll beat 2-3. Lions, they'll lose. It's 2-4. Raiders, they'll win 3-4. Commanders might beat them if maybe not. So let's go 4-4. And then you're going into the Bills might be being 4-5 after that.
Stop. Okay, I got 4 AFC games?
Yeah.
Okay. So look, keep running it down. Keep running it down.
Right, Giants NFC. Bills,
No, no, no.
AFC. Keep on going.
Your point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, just like with that, it's just like, it's gonna be hard with them. It's, this schedule here, they're looking at 500, on a good day. If you get injuries in the play and you got to rely on Rashee Rice to ramp up, it might take
When
him
is
a
he
little
coming
bit
back?
to get back. 6 games, so he comes back against the Lions, but at the same time though, he hasn't been practicing either. So that's a ramp up too, where he's gonna have to take a game or two to get back to him being him.
Hey, listen, I'll give the Lions that, and I'll say that that's KC's worst loss of the year.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
I'm gonna take Sunday night. I'm gonna take the Chiefs as well. I think that it's a must win. Giants just aren't equipped at home to handle the pressure, and I think that they're gonna get their first win of the year. Chiefs.
Oh yeah, agreed. The Chiefs get their first win of the year. Russell Wilson does not make this easy, by any means, but I feel like at some point the Giants defense won't overcome what's going to look like a shady Chiefs defense going into it. And then after this, people might actually have like some kind of like, oh my God, what's going on with the Chiefs offense? Like after two
Right.
games, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's just gonna be the Giants, and
Yep.
people like their narratives, and people like to go off in sports media and the NFL. But at the same time, looking at the rest of the Chiefs schedule, they got some tests. They got some tests ahead of them, and everything that they got going on. The Detroit game is going to be the biggest proof. Before Rashee Rice, and then after Rashee Rice. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, like before and after. Well, we got a great slate of games. We hope that you guys all enjoy them at home, and thank you guys for listening. I want to give a shout out again, Brian McKeon, Bars the God. Thank you guys for being here. We're excited to join the games with you guys, and have a good week.
Pleasure, everyone. See you soon.
Take care.
All right, good one, y'all.